It's DJ Mac, and I'm here to simply just talk about the recent video I just watched with James Hype. Totally respect that guy, 100% through and through, because he was DJing in the beginning, itching and scratching and clawing, just to DJ in his hometown. Nobody respected him over there. He came over here, or he just came. He basically just left over there and started DJing elsewhere and became big. And then after he became big, that's when his hometown wanted him, which that's usually the way it is. You have to admit that, sadly. But anyways, I watched this video recently about him setting up for a a concert that he's doing, and it was dope. It was the fact that he was able to go in there in a rehearsal spot and do his thing, and he was just explaining like how much it's gonna cost to do it. Spoiler alert, it cost him about $30,000 for just to practice in a facility. But yeah, it was dope to watch. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because, yeah, he was using the CDJ 3000, and also the, I think, was it the looks like the MPC pads. I forget the name. I think it's the DJM 1000. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyways, I did have that a while ago. But yeah, it's the fact that he was using the CDJ 3000s, and he was just kind of like, man, I hope it's worth it. I'm like, it should be, but what I mean, for me, I wouldn't trust it because I've used CDJ 3000s, and the USB is kind of hit or miss. So you just kind of use that same brand that you're using, use the same files that you're using, and pray for the best. But yeah, I would say, man, if you want to save money, just change your writer. Use the Denons, man, because what I mean. The only difference, really, in the players is really going to be, the positives on the CDJ 3000s is the platter. That's really about it. There's like, other than the platter, the Denon SC 6000s runs laps around the CDJ 3000s. I mean, you could tell me in the comment section any other way, but we could put them side by side, and we will see. The only cool thing about the CJ 3000s is the platter. Like, that's it. Other than the platter, there's really nothing that it offers beyond that. I mean, in case one CDJ, or sorry, one player goes down, and if you're using the Denons, you got two decks in one. So if you have at least two Denons, you're good. Because if one malfunctions, you can actually DJ on both decks, left and right, off of one player, which is insane. I mean? And on top of that, you can have a what do you call it? It's the other Denon setup. The other Denon player, you can have that as your backup in case that goes down, and plug it right in, and you're good to go. I mean? Like, Denon has their backup like on point. With CDJs, it's like if one goes, even if you have four, it's like to have two and one, you never skip a beat at all. You never skip a beat. What I mean? And I would highly suggest, learning how to DJ off of one player in any situation, but especially with the Denons, if you could play off of one player and just, you're literally going two decks, like one channel into each deck, so that way you're getting the exact sound from that one player. What I mean? So yeah, I would definitely like practice on that, so that way if that happens, you're good. You're just like, oh, one's broken, fine, I'll just use my layer 2 and still keep the party pushing. What I mean? So like, Denon has it down. Pioneer, Alpha Theta, I don't know what the heck they're doing. Like, if I was part of the Alpha Theta team or the Pioneer team, and I saw that Denon came out with something like that, I seriously would be like, yo, we need to step it up. We need to step it up, because to be that cocky and just be like, well, we don't need to do it because we're doing great in sales, and it's like that you're doing great in sales today. You're doing great in sales today or this month. Man, let one thing wrong happen with the CDJs, and they've been happening wrong a lot of times recently with major players, with major DJs. And then once those major DJs see that Denon is like very efficient and works, when Pioneer doesn't work, it's a wrap. They're gonna be like, oh, it does that? Okay, cool. Let me try it out. They're gonna try it out, and then they're gonna, you know what I mean? Granted, they did have laid back Luke on there, and I think the only reason he left was only because they didn't have stems at the time. You know what I mean? And he's fallen in love with stems. So pretty much once they once they figure out how to get like stems like on the fly, you know what I mean? It's a wrap. You know what I mean? It is a total wrap. So good luck, Pioneer. But I just wanted to make this video mainly because, yeah, it just doesn't seem good for you to use a CDJ on a high stake stage like that, and a USB doesn't work, or the CDJ stops working. You know what I mean? To have dual layer is huge. You know, that's just beautiful redundancy, especially if you got 4 SC6000s on there. Amazing. You know what I mean? It's the redundancy for me, and then on top of that, you can put drives like SATA disk drives inside the player. Like, that is amazing. So, if you see this as a rant, it is a rant, because Denon is absolutely annihilating Pioneer on features alone. Annihilating. So I hope Pioneer sits on the high horse and thinks that nothing's gonna happen, because the moment some other DJ uses their stuff and it, doesn't work properly the way it should, and they look over the fence over at Denon and they try it out, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. But anyways, I'm off this. You can go try it on your own, but I'm good with Pioneer because they never work for me, and I've seen it not work for people right in front of my eyes. So good luck with that.